a very special edition of About Face with your girl Candace Cordelia here at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. This is the first time that I have done this because you all are so used to reading my words in the pages of Pro Wrestling Magazine for About Face. But this time we're just doing something different for the new season, the new year. We are kicking things off with my first audio guest, Maya World, who I'm very excited to speak with today. Maya, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking the time to interview me today.
You're so welcome, and sorry for the technical difficulties we've had. It's just par for the course. It really and truly is, but it's all good to take another take, right? And
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
yeah, and speaking of takes, we are at a really incredible juncture of your professional wrestling career. You are a new signee with All Elite Wrestling. Tony Khan has spoken the world of you from what I have read and what I've seen on social media, as are a legion of wrestling fans. How does it feel at this stage of your career to be signed with such a huge promotion?
It feels really good. I'm really grateful, and thankful just 'cause, like, I started in 2021, so just 3 years in and being signed is definitely a blessing. Like I said, I seen all the other girls who got signed early, like Roxanne or my personal friends Maggie Lee and Jada, and I was, like, gonna make sure that I was gonna be that next batch of newer girls who got signed.
And you did it. You absolutely did it. You and Hyan, who I've interviewed in the past, a really lovely person, and now y'all are tag teaming it in All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor. What is it like working with Hyan? I understand you're both from the same state. You're both from Texas. You both come up in the wrestling, independent wrestling scene in Texas, and now you're working together. So, what's that been like thus far?
Yeah, I mean, if you know me, it's actually a really like, all my friends, it's really crazy to see me tagging with her just 'cause of, our, like not our backgrounds, but, like, just of we came from kind of different places and we came together for this. But, yeah, I she was one of the people who I studied when I first realized, like, independent wrestling was a thing when I started with my school. So tagging with her, it's very surreal in terms of, like, I never thought that would, be the way that I got my into AEW, but I love that. And, we've really clicked since being put together on that Houston show, and like I said, she's from Houston, I'm from Dallas, so it's like we have a lot in common, and it's been really fun.
It looks like it's been really fun. It looks like you all are having a blast in the ring and really enjoying yourselves. And one thing also that I've noticed is just the hard work that you're putting in, which has been noticed. It's been noticed. It's one of the reasons certainly that you are signed with AEW, and it's one of the reasons that your fans love you, the fact that you put in the work. So at this particular stage of your career, and you mentioned you were very focused on making sure that you were one of the newer girls signing. You also just stated that you're only about 3 years in your career. So the fact that you're here is phenomenal. It's really a testament to the work that you've done. Where does this work ethic of yours exactly come from?
Thank you for that. Yeah, whenever I was growing up, I had a lot of guy cousins, and they would always I was pretty much a tomboy. I was kind of both, but more a tomboy. My cousins would like take me outside and we would play football, and I think my competitiveness came from them. And just when I grew up and started actually being able to do like school sports or even outside of school sports, I did softball. Um, I just started to love competing and being competitive. And I did a few different sports. Basketball was my main one, but it's just like, you know, just the art of like competing, and I'm a really competitive person, so that's probably where all my hard work came from. And I don't really like view myself like and like compete with the other girls, but I definitely like make sure that I stay on top of my game just so I can, be mentioned in the same realm as those other girls. So that's where a lot of it came from.
And I wasn't aware that you had a softball background. I know I myself, I played softball a little bit in middle school, and just even in that short time, I understood just how you have to be really on it. You have to be tough. You
Yeah,
have to
you
be
have to be.
mentally, yes, yes, mentally strong. So that the correlation makes sense, softball and wrestling. But getting to the wrestling side of things, where did the love of that sport come from for you?
Honestly, thinking back, honestly, my brother, he played, or he had, like I remember him watching it at least once. It probably was, like, 2011. Like, I don't remember exactly, but I do remember him at least watching it, and I know he for sure had the games, and I would play the games with him sometimes, and we would, watch sometimes, not all the time, but, that started my love for it. My favorite was, like, Kelly growing up. I loved The Undertaker also, and then whenever I got a little older and could actually, like, comprehend what I was actually watching, I did love the divas, like the Alicia Fox or AJ Lee era. I love Naomi. But I didn't really wanna do wrestling or be a wrestler until at least 2015 or so whenever I, saw Sasha Banks, and she just inspired me. Just she was just different and from anything I'd seen before. So that's what really inspired me to watch it or to actually start and wanting to be a wrestler.
That's beautiful. That's really cool, and I love the fact I love Kelly. I you mentioned many of my faves. I love me some
I
Kelly.
love Kelly.
But I
Same.
but I also love Sasha Banks, who's now known as Mercedes Moné, and I'm glad you mentioned her because not only was she on the cover of, or one of the 2 on our Women's 250 recently with Toni Storm, but I understand that, you now did had you met her? I think that I remember reading something about this, that you wanted to meet her and that your trainer, Athena, helped bring that about. Is that true?
Yeah, that was my first time actually, like, meeting her. I had met her, like, a as a fan before, of course, but, like, actually meeting her and getting to talk to her, Athena did orchestrate that at, one of the extra works from I think it was yeah, sometime last year, and, she Athena just knows how much she means to me, so, she was, like, trying to look for me backstage, and she took me to this, like, hallway that Mercedes was signing turnbuckles in, and as soon as the door opened, I knew what she was doing, and I got so shy and so nervous, so I didn't get to really, like, say anything I wanted to say. I was just kept saying, "Nice to meet you, you look beautiful," and, but since being there, I've saw her a few times, and we've gotten to just, like, talk a little bit, but now she's, on her little vacation, so I haven't seen her in a minute.
It's all good. She deserves it. She
Right?
deserves that vacation. She's
Yeah.
working equally as hard. Definitely, another one that, when she puts her mind to something, she does it. Uh,
Mhm.
and I love the fact that you and Athena have it seems like such a tight bond, between the training and then also pretty much being a mentor of yours. What's some of the most valuable advice that Athena has given, uh, to you, not just in terms of even wrestling, but just life advice in general?
A lot of the advice she gives me, is definitely business-wise, which is well, since I got signed, she has always told me, like, whenever I started with her, she was like, "There's talks that we'll have now, and then there's talks we'll have whenever you get signed, and then you'll see how different they are." And we've definitely had those different talks, so she's been very helpful in terms of that. She's been on both sides of the pond, so she's definitely, like, told me, you know, the ins and outs of that type of how it is over there, how it is over here, and, to weigh my options and not just go for the first thing that comes to me, but ultimately, it was the best what I believe was the best option for me, which was AEW. Um, she just teaches me, you know, as Black women or just as women's wrestlers in general, um don't, like, settle for, the simple, be larger than life. I always tell her all the time, I forget that she's so short because in the ring, she just seems like 6 feet tall. She has this big personality, which is something that I always take from her also.
Oh, wow. That's and you mentioned I love that you mentioned the height because that's such it can be a shock, right? I mean,
Yeah.
has that ever happened to you where you've had a fan even just think that you were perhaps taller than you might be? I don't know how tall you are, but I'm just curious to know if that's ever been something that you've come across in your career.
I have, but they don't say the word short to me at least. They're just like, "Yeah, I thought you were a little taller." So I have had that a few times for sure. Athena's gonna hate that I said short too. Sorry, girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like saying short either, so I apologize. So I know some people will say like vertically challenged, but
Ha!
it it is what it is. Height is height. You can't change it. It's just a part of
No.
you. But what you can do is I'm sure use it to your advantage in the ring, right? So it's
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
all relative, it's all relative. Um You pretty much I remember also speaking about Athena that there at one point you wanted to be, her minion. I remember that you were really high on wanting to be her minion, and you also stated prior that you had dreams of facing Billy Starks, and, at least we can say that the latter came true because you recently had a match, it was Athena, Billy, and Diamante versus yourself, Hyan, and Deonna Purrazzo, a six-woman match in Ring of Honor. How was that match for you, and what was that like?
That match was super it was super good. It's gonna air this Thursday actually, on Honor Club for our Global Wars, with our school promotion MPX. That match was really it was actually so much fun and really good. So I hope everybody gets to watch that. But I also did get to wrestle Billy one-on-one at Athena's Who Runs the World show, and we had such great chemistry, and it was kind of exactly what I hoped it would be, but just like a taste of what we could actually do in doing together. So that was super fun also.
That's awesome, and that show, I heard nothing but good things about that show, and I really hope that there's more to come, and I'm super excited for Athena as well because I believe, it's such an accomplishment to be able to say that you've put on your own show, but particularly as a woman and as a Black woman as well, I think, we need more of that, so I'm really
Definitely.
happy that came about. I'm happy you had your match with Billy, and I please, next time you talk to Athena, we're waiting for another show or 2 or 3 or 4. So, I hope
Yeah,
that
I know right now for sure she's doing her American Joshi tournament for our next show, it's March 7th.
oh, perfect, perfect. We're gonna shout that out. You already know we do. You know how we do at PWI, you know?
Yeah.
I would love to know what your family thinks about all of this, what you've achieved in such a short span of time and where you've gone and where you're going, with your professional wrestling career.
It's funny you say that. They all actually did just come to my they for some of them for the first time, definitely for the first time while I've been with AEW Ring of Honor. They came to the show on Saturday for the taping and for Collision and for the Global Wars taping. And they had so much fun. And I think this is kind of their some of them at least first taste of professional wrestling because it's kind of a different world to them. You know, they definitely at least my sister will probably understand it, but the other ones don't really understand it yet. They don't understand, how we are at least. It's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, are you gonna lose? Like, do you always lose?" I'm like, "You'll see when you get there." But they had so much fun. So, that was kind of their first taste. Hopefully they get to come to a few more.
I hope so too. I'm sure they will. I'm not even going to say hope. I'm sure they will. And I know what you're saying. Even though I myself am not a wrestler, just even being in the industry, for those looking on the outside, it's strange. You know, if you're not used
Yeah,
to the ins and outs and you're seeing this, especially for the first time up close and personal, you have no idea what's going on. So but it
yeah,
takes time
for
to
sure.
acclimate. It takes time to acclimate. And I've had friends who never watched wrestling, knew nothing about it, went to their first show, and then they were just elated, and they're like, "When's the next show? I wanna see more." That's usually the response that at least I've seen, so I'm sure your family
Yeah.
has a feeling that it's gonna be the same, so
Yeah, they had a lot of fun, and that was, like they kind of came towards the end of Collision just 'cause it was I don't know why, but they did get to see a little bit of that, which is cool because I know it was a pretty good Collision.
it was, and I'm happy that you're getting, this experience. It's so exciting. It really is exciting, Maya. Um, Getting back to your tag team, so any plans on the name for your tag team? Is it too early to tell, or are you and High End kind of still thinking about it, or not really just yet?
We have thought of some, we have submitted them, we're just trying to see more what our dynamic is together, which we're kind of finding that more and more as we keep tagging. Same
Mhm.
with the music, which hopefully we'll keep getting, we'll find something that fits us well. We did just get a new one that we were surprised with at this last taping, so I kinda liked it. We'll see how where it goes from there when we figure out, like, what our actual dynamic is. We both really like Japan and, we're so enthralled in that, which is like our first year was kind of inspired by that, like the rest of ours will, besides this like Cowboy Carter one that we just did.
Hmm.
We're figuring it out though.
Okay, yeah, it's still all new. You make a great point that it's still new. I guess we're just all excited to see what happens and where things go, but I know in due time you'll continue to surprise us, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And with the tag team that you and Hyan have, you've already faced equally formidable teams, and I mean, there's so many wonderful tags in AEW and Ring of Honor that have formed and are really kicking tail as well. We have Babes of Wrath, Timeless Love Bomb, Sisters of Sin, Ty J, Alex Windsor and Riho. The list goes on and on of especially of those that you faced. Uh, what other tag teams in AEW and Ring of Honor would you love to face personally that you have your eyes set on? Talk to us about that.
Um, Actually, Alex has her new partner, which is gonna be Jamie. I don't know if you've seen that. It's been new the past 2 weeks,
Mhm.
so I would understand. But I do wanna face, both of them again. When we faced Alex and Riho, it was super fun. And it was a really good taste of, like, what we can do as well. So this new team of Alex and Jamie would be really fun to face. And, of course, the champs, I would wanna face them again just 'cause, we came in super, super new facing them. We weren't even, like, established or had our, like, whole wits about us as a tag team, so facing the champs again is definitely something I would wanna do. Also, Athena and Mercedes, which I really wanna do that one.
Oh, that would be fantastic. We're putting that out in the universe. I have a feeling
I
that's
am.
gonna happen. I would not be shocked. So for
I
those
hope it does.
for those listening, you heard it here first because I'm pretty much thinking that's gonna be a definite for sure. Absolutely. But you're such a hard worker. I continue to say it because it's true. And I'm of the firm belief that hard work pays off. Did you ever have any idea that you would be in this space at this point in your career, even looking back when you first started wrestling?
Um, it's something I definitely worked towards and hoped for, but the way it came about and just, how fast it came, I really wasn't expecting that. It was definitely a blind side, but it was just kind of the blessing just kept coming back to back, which is just, also was like a few different things, like a right place, right time thing, but also like putting in the work and being at every backstage or extra work that there was. And, also what I was doing on the indies with just getting my name out there everywhere all over the country. So I kind of everything I did on the indies leading up to getting signed, I definitely did it all with like that plan in mind.
Mm, and it worked. It worked. And I love that you said it right place, right time. I think that more, and this is just my opinion, but I think more people would it would be good for others to understand that because it's
Yeah,
and I get it. It's hard because when you want something so bad, you just want it to happen right away. But
yeah,
I especially the older that I get, I'm really starting to understand and see how important it is, like right place, right time. And in the meantime, to just keep working at it, keep doing what
exactly. Yeah,
and just let the chips fall as they're meant to fall, as they're destined to. And it's just beautiful seeing how that worked for you because we've been watching you and it's I keep thinking, "Oh my goodness, you haven't been in wrestling for that long."
right.
It might seem like a lifetime for you, but it
Yeah.
hasn't been that long. And just to see the journey has just been so lovely. So I hope you're proud and I really hope you know just how much the PWI universe appreciates you and can't wait to see what else you get into.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for PWI. Honestly, my first year, I think it was 2023, I really started getting out like that year. Not even a lot though, but y'all put me on the rookie of the year ballot like at least 7 months in. So it gave me a lot of confidence really early on. And then also being 249 that first year also gave me a lot of confidence to like know that I was doing the right thing and getting out there. If y'all noticed me for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to put this plug in because you mentioned the numbers. Last year, well, really for 2024, when you were on our list for the women's 250, number 184. For 2025, which is our recent list, you jumped 100 points up to number 84 on the 2025 PWI women's 250 list. So kudos to you because that is a phenomenal, considerable jump from
Thank
the
you.
year prior. It's
It's
really
definitely, I definitely don't have to live up to that for the next one though, so hopefully I do a lot this year where I
you're like,
can
"No pressure."
yeah, that's a lot of pressure on myself, but you know what? I like that. It's good.
It is good. It is good. I love the perspective. Oh, what else would you like to do outside of wrestling, Maya? Do you have any hopes to get into acting or to do something in music? Because I ask this because I have another column in PWI that talks specifically about what wrestlers do outside of the ring, but I am also noticing a lot more wrestlers diving into movies and TV and fashion, and I'm very intrigued by that. So, is that something that you've thought about lately or at all?
Yeah, I have thought about that just recently, now it's on my free time, honestly, trying to figure out what I wanna do next, and just for wrestling, I do wanna do, like, improv or at least, like, acting classes or anything fun like that just to help with the actual dynamic of wrestling, but in terms of, like, actually doing something, which I notice is something Seth Rollins has been doing, like, I'm a really big, like, sports fan, and so I would love to do anything that's, like, not even just, like, sideline reporting or even just if I'm just guest starring on things like that, but um, anything with, like, any type of sports. Before I actually started wrestling, um I did do 1 year of college, and it was studying communications because I wanted to be, like, a sports journalist, so, um, anything with that, I definitely something I'm gonna try to consider doing with my free time.
Oh, that'd be excellent. And you already know you got the Jacksonville Jaguars plug. So,
Yeah,
Tony,
exactly.
if you want to dive into the football, that would be really cool. That'd be
That would
excellent.
be so cool.
Yeah, yeah. And go for it because I really think in this new era that I'm noticing with wrestling and if you wanna even say sports entertainment, it's becoming more of a phenomenon, but it's going from phenomenon, I think, to commonplace where we're going to start seeing more wrestlers doing things outside of the ring, and I think that's smart, and I think why not? Just go for it. It's a big world. There's a lot of things to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. Um, it's been such a pleasure talking with you, Maya. I really am excited for you. I can't wait to see more of what you have going on with AEW, and I wish you so much luck. I really do, and it's been such a joy getting to know you. Congratulations on your apartment, because that's huge.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited about it, and thank you for the kind words.
You're so welcome. Is there anything that you want to leave our PWI listeners with before we part?
Yes, I'll just say continue to keep tuning in to AEW, whether it's Dynamite Collision or Ring of Honor Honor Club on Thursday, which is, like I was saying, our MPX Global Wars will air this Thursday. So definitely tune in for that and see our match because it was really fun, and I think y'all will really like it. And yeah, that's all.
I love it. Short, sweet, to the point. Excellent. Thank you again, Maya World. I should say that girl, Maya World. I'm gonna do the
Yeah.
whole full swing because I love it. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. You're welcome, and thank you all for listening. And we will be doing more of this for About Face. Hopefully, if you have any suggestions on anyone you'd like for me to interview for the podcast, just let me know. And you know where to find us. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. I still say Twitter. I will never get used to saying X. So we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. I believe we're also on TikTok now. So and of course, we're on YouTube, so check us out on all platforms. Make sure you buy the next issue of PWI. Make sure you especially read my columns. We have About Face, and we also have Matt Stage and Screen. And thank you once again. And till next time, take care.